where you were? Do you remember what you were doing when Facebook shut down? It was so crazy that people around me were like, what's happening? We don't know what's going on. Today, we're going to talk about on this episode of Word of Mouth, the Facebook shutdown and what it means for you as a business owner to how to survive it, again, if it happens in the future. So stay tuned to this episode of Word of Mouth.
Get ready to improve your mindset, increase your skill set, and expand your network. Follow along as the CEO of Master Networks brings you over a decade of business networking experience. Welcome to Word of Mouth with Chaz Wilson.
Last Monday, I was tied up. It was my wife's birthday and my twin's birthday. So I had planned to already be out that day. It was funny because I was off all of my technology for hours and I missed like this big thing that happened.
Yeah.
What happened?
No Facebook, no Instagram, anything
WhatsApp,
associated
workplace.
with Facebook.
Yeah.
None of it.
Well, what's kind of funny is I posted on Facebook about my wife and twin's birthday.
Like literally before it happened.
Probably like right
Yeah.
before it happened. Well, maybe within 30 minutes because when I noticed like there's very few likes or whatever. And so like I
It
even
just
went
wasn't
back.
that interesting.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, okay. But and then I unplugged for hours, which was awesome and realized that nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
You could have been unplugged anyways.
I know, right?
Forced to be unplugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I noticed it. I went in and I was trying to add someone as an admin to our Facebook page so that they could go live on our late night show. And it wouldn't work. And I was like, why is this not working? I kept refreshing. And then the system we use to communicate internally is linked to Facebook. And so we couldn't talk.
Nope.
Well, we had to email, like go back old
Oh,
school
no.
email. I know.
Or text,
Yeah.
which was weird.
You know what's weird too is like I don't even have everyone's cell phone number to text them because
Yeah.
we're so reliant. Like that's the other thing is made me think how many businesses are solely reliant and they know this. I mean, that's why they're such great, like they're monsters in business. Like,
Oh, yeah.
They're huge because so many people are so reliant.
Yeah, I was getting emails like social media is down, come shop on our online store. And I was
know.
like, that is nice. That's smart marketing
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people are bored. They don't have anything to do
Uh-huh.
per se. I know for me, I kept forgetting and I would just like click on Instagram and be like, oh my
No.
gosh, like, why do I
The
keep doing
same
this?
thing.
Oh, the habit of just going
Yeah.
back
Oh,
yeah.
in. Like,
Yeah, like, oh
No.
yeah, let's check it. It's
yeah.
been
Let's
an
refresh
hour.
it. It's been
Yes.
5 minutes. Maybe it's back.
Nope,
It's such an addiction.
it
like-
is.
Like the actual physical like draw to pull out our phones and
Oh,
check.
yeah.
It's funny if you watch people too, like if there's any moment of downtime of conversation or anything, it's like it's habit, pull out our phone.
I
And,
know. It's like
I wa-
autopilot.
I know. I watch
just-
kids at the
yeah.
football game too. They're over on the sidelines, like not the ones who are playing, but like like they're over on the
maybe
side,
them too.
like all these kids, and like half of them are running around, and if there's just a break, they're like
Yeah.
on their phones. Like, but going back to business makes me think like, and I heard something about the hundreds of thousands of dollars per minute Facebook
Oh,
was
yeah.
losing. I don't know the exact amount. I heard
think
all
it-
kinds.
Yeah, I know. I kept hearing different
I
things
know.
too, but I wanted to say it was like around $200,000 a minute.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, in fact, that might even be low, to be honest. You know,
Well, I think in the day, Mark Zuckerberg lost like what, 5 billion?
Oh, I heard it was 7.
yeah, 7 billion is
Yeah.
what I heard. Again, I don't know.
No,
we
yeah,
could
the
probably
numbers
verify
are-
it, but I heard $7 billion. That crazy?
But he's still the 5th richest man in the world.
Well, yeah.
Which
I mean,
is
he'll-
even crazier.
Well, okay, so let's take Zuckerberg out of it. Like, who cares? Like, but here's the other part of it. How many business owners are, and this is why I've talked about it for years, is they're so reliant on, their whole business is built on that platform.
Right.
Ads, everything. It's ads here, Instagram, Facebook, everything. And when that was shut down for hours, your business is literally out of business if you have no other
Right.
means.
Like, what do you do with your time?
Yeah.
What do you do? That's why we talk about all the time, like, okay, first and foremost, your network that you can communicate other than just Facebook and Instagram and that. This is where your network could show up. And then you just said, like, what they emailed you?
Yeah, I got emails from different companies that were like, hey, we're still here. Like, come shop with us.
So what's the lesson in that for a business owner, you think?
I mean, it's just to not set yourself up to on one place. Like if you can only be found on Instagram or Facebook, then people aren't going to always be able to find you.
Right. You become too reliant on it. And if something does happen, like another shutdown,
Yeah.
then you're basically out of business.
Yeah. It's interesting. There's two thoughts I have, because I agree with both of you, but it makes me think, and we're getting prepared to go to video marketing world. And I was talking to my partner, Scott, yesterday about this, about my message. And while you want to build video on platforms, if that's your business and it's only that, and you have no way of lead capturing, if you have no other offers or products, you're just monetizing video, like, to me, that's a scary proposition, because YouTube could shut you down. Facebook could go down. Like, you have, like, that's it. You're completely putting your business in somebody else's hands.
It's almost like you do that once you have a sustainable business, and then you can monetize video.
It's like a supplement. Yeah.
Well, you could do the reverse, I think. You could build the platform of following first,
but then
and then
you
add.
have to.
Right. So let's say you build a brand and now you sell swag because you have a brand.
That's true.
You could do that, but then really make sure you're capturing leads and you're selling stuff.
Right.
I've talked about this a couple times, but I think that's really like the gentleman that started Lions Not Sheep. It took off, and now the brand, the swag that he's selling is huge, right? So it just makes me think, like, what are people capturing stuff off their social media?
Probably not as much as they should.
Right.
It's easy to just post something and get a few likes and move on, but like, if you want retention, then you have to take them somewhere.
Right. And I wonder how many people are actually thinking about that.
Well, so there's the producer side of a business with social media, like, how am I using it to produce and get leads? But then there's the consumer side of, like, scrolling nonstop and looking at stuff, and, like, I wonder how many people had withdrawal all day. Like,
oh yeah,
that's why. I kept.
I
pulling
did.
my
I was
phone out.
like, I'm not connected, and not like I couldn't have talked to anyone that I wanted to talk to through texting, like normal ways of communication. But I wanted that outlet of that I'm so used to.
Yeah.
It's also like, when you think about people, it's like, I can't take a picture of my food, or I can't be a victim right now because no one will listen to me. Like, right, you can only be a victim to the extent that people will listen to you. And so many people, like, oh, here's how bad my life sucks, and they put it on social media, and, oh, you're amazing, don't say that.
Yeah,
like,
people use it as a platform for validation.
It was funny because TikTok was one of the only things that was still working. TikTok and Twitter, but I mean, in Twitter posted some funny stuff. They're like, hello everyone, because no one's really been on Twitter
hilarious.
for months. But so many people were making TikToks about like the shutdown and like what they were doing with their time, and it was just funny to see, like, people still needed to create content, and they just picked the platform that was available and they ran with it.
Yeah.
So, that's a great thought. So does that mean, do you think people then, because of the shutdown now, are going to start pulling away from Facebook? Like, there's going to be a ripple residual effect to this.
I mean, yes, but it could also be some of the other things that play with Facebook as well. There were all those leaks, or the
whistleblower,
the whistleblower and all the documents that came out. So the two things happening together might lead people to pull away. So
that led to a lot of conspiracies too, right? Like, I saw some stuff coming around, like, somebody sent me a message and said, oh, you got to see this on TikTok. And it was like, the FBI's at Facebook grabbing their servers, which was total.
Yeah.
I mean, but maybe.
We don't know.
But, I mean, did you guys see some of the conspiracies?
Yeah, I did. Just, everyone's always going to say something. They always want to know the why. And like, in this case, we're probably never going to know the why.
No. Well, but it's the rush to be first, not have truth.
Not
and so it's like, if I can make something up and be first to put it out there, then everyone will share my stuff.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I think, like, with people going to things like TikTok, like, they probably capitalized on it and now got fame from it because there was nothing else for people to see. And so it probably boosted some brands, which is interesting.
Yeah. Somebody sent me one too. It was like, I can't remember how it was worded, but I thought it was pretty funny, actually. It was like, it said something like, Facebook bans Donald Trump. I guess he had the last laugh, or something, like he took down Facebook or whatever. It was, again, of course not, but it was super funny that, like, oh, you banned me, I'll take you down months later. But there was so many things going around of, like, what was actually happening. And who knows, like, but it does raise the question of how dependent as a business we are on all of these platforms as a messaging tool. So it's good when these things happen to audit yourself and look inside. I saw somebody later that day posted, because again, I was completely off. I had no idea. I think somebody messaged me.
I texted you. Yeah.
You said something about workplace being down. I'm like, why was workplace down? I'm sure you're probably like,
Everything's
where
down.
have you been?
Yeah.
I know.
But I saw somebody later that posted like, oh, today I wrote 4 books, ran 3 miles,
Yes.
like listed like 100 things they did
Yeah.
today because of the shutdown.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting to think about all of the things that you could be doing that is wasted on social media.
But then you also think about all the things like Paige, who is our like marketing specialist, all the things she couldn't do for her job,
Right.
because it was down.
Yeah, I know. It was stressing her out. She's like, am I still going to have a job tomorrow? Like,
Yeah.
of course, but
Right.
But I get it.
yeah.
Yeah, and understanding that social media is a social network to be able to connect with people, like to really understand what it is, and yet we've turned it into this thing that we can't. Some people can't live without.
Right.
I mean, frankly, there's a lot of it I could do without, but I understand it's a necessary tool that I use to grow my businesses and spread platform and so forth. But that's really all that it is, and people get lost in it. Yeah. I mean, for me, but anyway, so it's a good lesson for you. So as a business owner watching, I think the lessons are, number one, don't be dependent solely on a platform or the platforms. Make sure you're gathering leads as people come in, that you can, drive them to your website, get their leads, build a database of people. And that's what we talk about with our High Five CRM, that, you get those leads, they come in, you use your high five of 5 touches in 5 days to build that relationship, and then 48 touch over time, which we talk about and teach to. That to me was what was the lesson, because you had a business that demonstrated that, because they emailed you right away and said,
Correct.
hey, come shop our store. We're not down. And the key, to optimize those opportunities.
Exactly.
So, all right, I think we have a question today from Josie.
What animal best represents your personality?
What animal best represents your personality?
Which part of my personality?
That's funny. My mom recently just had a job interview, and they asked her one of these questions. She was like, I've never been
That was
asked
literally
that
a
before.
question in an interview?
Yes, like I think it was like towards the end, and they were like,
Oh, let's be fun
trying to
and
be
quirky.
like fun, but she was like, I don't know, I've never
Stupid.
thought about it before. And so she asked me, and I was like, I don't know, a dolphin, but like I don't really know if that like it was the first animal that popped into my mind.
Why?
I have no idea. Why? I don't, because they're like fun. They
Oh.
like to be in the water.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. The first animal that popped in my head was a raven or a crow.
Black,
Josie's
dark.
over here.
Yes,
putting the finger
a
on it.
raven.
She
I could
knows.
see-
Or like a moth. They're like symbols for like
Moth is not an animal.
rebirth, and
That's like a insect.
it's.
It's
bug.
not. It's a bug.
Okay.
It's not an animal.
I think Christian, my fiance, would say that I'm a raccoon or
A
a
raccoon.
possum.
Why a raccoon?
Stop laughing. I don't know, because I like shiny things and trash.
At the
Trash.
same time. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm
You
just
like
kidding.
to take trash and make it shiny?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I don't. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I have
I
no
know.
idea what animal.
I'm gonna start just like listing off animals. now.
What
Cheetah.
animal? What animal would you pick for for me?
Oh, for you? Oh gosh. Oh, I don't know. I know
now,
you
now
went-
like you could read way too much
I
into
know,
that.
it's
Like I
like-
don't. And that's like. I mean, and I can't even believe your mom got asked that in an interview. That's
I
like,
know.
like on a scale of 1 to 10, which letter best describes your favorite color?
Like what?
P,
Huh?
obviously.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it just makes no sense.
I know. I was like, I would not know what to say at all.
Hey, we hired her because she said dolphin.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe they were hiring dolphins. We don't know.
I know. Oh,